on this very dramatic Premier League weekend, and one more still to come. Manchester United beating Leeds by 4-2. As I say, Wolves with the opportunity to go into the top 7 if they can beat ⴚᴛ, who are without a win in their last 4 league games. But talking of 4th, Manchester United 4 clear, as I say, of West Ham and Arsenal. A reminder of those games in hand that Arsenal and Spurs have, 3 of them. So too do Wolves, who could go up to 40 points if they beat Leicester in our next game. Leeds are still looking over their shoulders. 5-point gap between the bottom 4. They've now played the same number of games as Newcastle and of Watford, and 1 less than the bottom club, Norwich. And of course, Everton are a point behind them. They have a game in hand. Leeds still with a few points to accumulate.
Very second half, they got it back to 2-2, up against the crowd and the elements as well. What did it take to turn that around and come away with all 3 points?
Yeah, I think that's the most pleasing aspect, to be fair, of the game. We've got to start the second half better for sure. They come right on top of us, and then the first goal obviously is really lucky on their behalf. It gets them right back in the game, and then they scored a good goal, and we had to fight back. We had to stick together. We knew it's a tough place to come, but we know we had qualities that we could hurt them. And we spoke about it at half-time that we need to score more goals in the second half, and we managed to do that.
Nothing lucky about your goal. Nearly 140 corners since Manchester United have scored. Is that a source of frustration or even embarrassment? Yeah, embarrassing. Every time I see the stat, I feel embarrassed myself. I'm a big part in that set play routine and trying to score goals from corners. But as a team, as a group, we've been nowhere near good enough. It's a big part of the game. And for sure, if we score more from corners and set plays, we'd be higher in the table. So I know you can play all this pretty football, but set plays are a massive part of the game. And for sure, this season's been nowhere near good enough on that behalf. The water, the slide tackles, the mud, was it old school?
Yeah, the conditions in the second half was really bad, to be honest. The half that we was playing in and defending was really waterlogged. So we come out at the start of the second half and we tried to play as we was playing in the first half, dribbling and trying to take the one-on-one battles, and we knew straight away we got caught on it too much, especially in the first 5 minutes of the second half. So we had to get used to the conditions. But yeah, it was old school. I think there was so many tackles. I'm sure it was good to watch a game like that, but thankfully we came out on top.
Yeah, Paul, there's been a lot said about spirit, togetherness, or lack of in the United dressing room. Is Harry Maguire right? They showed that at 2-2 today?
I think they did do today, yeah. I'd say in the past they probably haven't done. And like I said, I think you've got to give the manager real credit for being brave enough to make them subs. I think Pogba especially was playing well, was doing well. He's a big player, we know that. And to take them 2 off and bring Fred on, who has struggled of late, really poor against Brighton, and a young player in ⴚᴛ, who both came on, and as Al said before, your substitutes have to come on and make an impact on the game, and them 2 certainly did that.
Let's have a look at that crazy second half then. 2 goals in 59 seconds from Leeds. Changed the complexion temporarily around.
Well, they needed to make an impact straight away, Leeds, because they were terrible in the first half. But Harry Maguire said it, it's a fluke. The keeper's been caught out. It's without doubt a cross. We sometimes see it where he doesn't scuff it, but he's certainly not aiming to put the ball in the back of the net where it ends up. He's aiming to put it in the middle, and De Gea's caught out there. Fluke, yeah, but you could just sense and feel the atmosphere in Ellen Road. Then it was rocking, and then the Leeds players responded to that.
Yeah, and as I say, 59 seconds later it was 2-2. Either of you any issue with these challenges? Well, we think the first one was too early in the phase of play anyway.
Yeah, no, not for me. I know. I thought they were both 2 heavy physical challenges, but I didn't think either of them was a foul.
No, I agree. I think Fernandes has to be strong there. He's almost looking for the foul before anything actually happens, and I don't think it is a foul. And as we see here, this is the first one. Actually, I don't think that's a foul. I think he gets the ball. Then the ball only just stays in. I think it's Rafinha who comes over and keeps it in just about, I think. And then we know Fernandes got to be stronger there. That's a little bit too soft. His head's up in the air looking for a foul before it comes in. I think for sure it is who gets the ball, and a nice bit of play from James, with Luke Shaw then sleeping at the back post when Rafinha comes in and puts it away.
I think Lingard and Wan-Bissaka also have to work hard to stop the cross coming in, but Luke Shaw's man, he knows straight away that he's got his eye on him. There's no way he should let him get across him then, or even in behind him like he does, so he's got to take his responsibility for that again.
67 minutes gone. Fred and Elanga come on. Pogba comes off. And 3 minutes later, this happens, Paul.
Yeah, which is a big surprise. He's not someone you associate with scoring and making goals. It's a good pass in Sancho in the first place. I think it's Sancho. Is it Sancho? Yeah. I think Sancho did really well, actually. But it's a good overlapping run, plays him in. Can the keeper do a little better? I think he should do. I don't think he should be beaten there at the far post, at the near post, sorry. But give Fred credit for being in there. I don't think he was brought on to actually do this, but thankfully he has done.
Meslier here, Alan?
Yeah, without doubt, that's his near post. It's a fantastic strike and a great run. But the goalkeeper shouldn't be beaten at the near post there. But isn't this sort of typical of Leeds, is that how open they are? No, that's how they play, but they are so open. I can understand if it's a one-off and they get carried away in the atmosphere, they get back to 2-2, they go chasing the game. But it's not. This happens a lot with Leeds, and that's why they've got such a poor defensive record, is that they're just so open. They commit so many men forward and leave themselves vulnerable to attacks like that. Very good finish. Another positive for the manager, because it's the sub that's done the damage, or both subs that have done the damage.
And they've taken their chances today. The first time they've scored 4 under Ralf Ragnarick. In fact, the last time they scored 4 was Ronaldo's first game back against Newcastle.
Well, as I say, in a lot of the games, they had created quite a few chances, more than they had done in the past. And it's about time that they really stuck 4 or 5 away. Today was a day, and Leeds seemed the perfect team for that. They're in the second worst in the league for conceding goals. And United took full advantage. I think both centre-halves for Leeds really weak. You see that goal there. You see the one from the set piece as well, where he's not even thinking about the ball. So it was a big opportunity for United to get some goals today, and they've managed to do it.
Yeah, Leeds 30 conceded in their last 10 league games. We will have more reaction from Ellen Road when we come back. Big day for him, big result for his team in terms of the top 4. That, of course, before we edge towards kick-off as well at Monmouth. When Manchester United go to Ellen Road, it was his first taste of that, and he enjoyed it. Might have been a little worried at 2-2, though, but he's won it 4-2, and here is what Ralf Ragnarick thinks about it all.
Ralf, you were asked many times before this game what you're expecting. Were you expecting that? Well, everything that it had?
Yeah, I think that was a fantastic game to watch if you were not responsible as a manager for either of the two teams. I think very good first half. After the first 15 minutes, we really had control on the game. Could have been 3-4-0 up. And within 2 minutes, it was a completely different situation and atmosphere in the stadium. I think the first goal was a little bit lucky for them. I don't think that he intended to shoot the ball like he did. But again, after 2 minutes, it was all of a sudden 2-2. And then the 5 minutes after that was really very intense, very difficult for us. And I think the team showed maturity. I think we've grown together as a team. I'm not so sure if this would have happened, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. But it happened today, and it was important. I think we showed a reaction in the last 20 minutes, and in the end, we deserved to win.
Is that what pleased you the most today? The unity and also the character that your players showed? Yes,
because it was not easy. As I said, all of a sudden, within 2 minutes, having a new result, 2-2, is not so easy to deal with, even more so since we had a few experiences like that earlier on when we were 1-0 up or 2-0 up at Aston Villa. And in the end only got a point. So I think that was not only because of the 3 points, it was also important as an experience for the team.
As a coach, does it give you extra satisfaction when you make substitutions and they both score?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say that afterwards, but I think we needed that intensity. Paul, I wouldn't say he was tired, but he was a little bit tiring out, which is normal after his long injury break. And with Fred and Anthony Elanga, we had 2 energetic players on the bench, and that's why we decided to take those subs pretty early.
How much did you need to score from a corner? We spoke to Harry Maguire just now, so it was embarrassing us not scoring. Is that?
As far as I have heard, it was since April, so almost a year, 9 months that we haven't scored from set pieces. And yeah, it was a great goal, good delivery, and a free header from Harry Maguire. But as I said, I think most important, apart from the 3 points, was the reaction that we showed after the equaliser.
It was also a really important game today, particularly to pick up all 3 points because of yesterday's results. Arsenal winning, Tottenham winning, West Ham picking up a point.
Yes, of course. I mean, we have to win most of the games that we have to play in the future. That we are fully aware of that. If we want to finish fourth in the league, we cannot afford to lose and drop any more points. Even more so when you're 1 or 2-0 up, and that's why this was a massive win today.
Thank you and well done.
Thank you.
So Ralf Ragnarick doesn't think he would have seen that reaction at 2-2 2 or 3 months ago. You agree?
Possibly, yeah. I do think he got a little bit of help from the Leeds team as well. As I said before, I think the back four, the centre-halves especially, were weak. I thought the goalkeeper was poor as well, but he will take encouragement from that, I think. I think one thing he said there, we need to win a lot of our games. Now, from now to the end of the season, if they're going to finish in that top four, and he's dead right, they're going to have to show more character, they're going to have tougher tests than this one today, but today was really promising.
He's taken 25 points from a possible 36. I mean, a lot of people say there isn't any progress. Paul doesn't think there was any change at all from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, I think that's okay. I think it is. I haven't changed my mind on who or what or where Man United are at this moment in time. I think they've got some exciting young talent there and some players who perhaps need to go on to different things, and maybe they will.
Those fixtures coming up
at the end of the season.
We'll sort the men from the boys.
Yeah, they're tough. They're all tough fixtures. Even Watford, after their result yesterday, will be tough going to Old Trafford. So we'll see. We'll know more after those 6 games. But I, even after those, I don't think I'll change my mind. I know where Man United are. They can finish anything from 4th to 7th.
I mean, a lot of people say he hasn't played anyone yet. He will have done at the end of that period.
Yeah, he will. And I think the disappointment thing is from performance-wise. I know he said a 26 out of 35, which is good on the face of it. It's not bad. Performance-wise, hasn't been great. It's been very inconsistent. And like you say, them games coming up, I'd still fancy him to beat Tottenham at home. Although, a great result and maybe confidence might be a little bit better with the Tottenham team after yesterday. City and Liverpool, do you expect them to compete with them? Probably not, but you just don't know, do you? But this team now, from now to the end of the season, I've got to show character.
I think that, and he said it himself, that's the big thing to take from today, other than the 3 points, is how they responded when a huge question was asked of them. How are you going to react? I get with it. The crowd were all up at Ellen Road and they've got back to 2-2, and you say, OK, what have you got? Show me as a manager, Ragnarick, what you've got as a team, as a squad. Are you going to be together? And on today's evidence, then he can have no complaints whatsoever. And the reaction was absolutely superb, and from himself in the way he helped influence the game by making the decisions that he made with the 2 substitutes, because I wouldn't have taken Pogba off. I thought he was their best player. There was a ball where he got down the right-hand side and whipped it across the box, and we all said, wow, what a great ball that was. He saw it differently. He saw him tiring. And as a manager, sometimes you've got to make big decisions. Might be uncomfortable for individuals, but that you've got to try and put that to one side. And that worked perfectly for him today, because the 2 guys that came on both got a goal each, both changed the game and helped win the game for Man United.